Rome plunged into chaos. The city divided, with some siding with Caesar, others with Pompey. In this video, we dive into the thrilling story of the Roman Republic's rise to power, its legendary conquests, powerful generals, and intense rivalries. From a small city-state to a Mediterranean empire, we'll uncover how ambition and conflict transformed Rome forever. The Roman Republic wasn't always the Mediterranean powerhouse we remember today. In the beginning, it was a modest city-state, surrounded by powerful rivals on every side. But in 509 BCE, Rome overthrew its last king, Tarquin the Proud, and transformed itself into a republic. This was the start of a journey that would lead to vast conquests, legendary leaders, and intense rivalries that eventually tore the republic apart. In its early days, Rome's leaders focused on controlling the Italian peninsula. Rome waged brutal wars against the Etruscans to the north, the Samnites in the rugged central mountains, and the Greek colonies in the south. By 275 BCE, Rome had achieved dominance over the entire peninsula, transforming Italy into a united base of power for their future ambitions. Rome's success wasn't just due to military strength. It was also the strategy of the Republic's leaders and generals. Leaders like Scipio Africanus, who defeated Hannibal in the Second Punic War, and Lucius Cornelius Sulla, a fierce general and strategist, showed that the strength of Rome lay not only in its armies but in the minds of those who led them. One of Rome's most famous conflicts was against Carthage, a powerful city-state in North Africa. This struggle, known as the Punic Wars, was a defining moment. During the Second Punic War, Rome faced a terrifying challenge when the Carthaginian general Hannibal crossed the Alps with an army, including war elephants, and swept through Italy, threatening Rome itself. At the Battle of Cannae, Hannibal's forces crushed a Roman army twice their size, inflicting one of the greatest defeats in Roman history. But Rome's resilience held firm. They regrouped and sent Scipio Africanus to strike at Carthage's heart. In the decisive Battle of Zama, Scipio defeated Hannibal, sealing Carthage's fate. Rome gained not only victory but control over territories in Spain, North Africa, and parts of the Western Mediterranean. With Carthage defeated, Rome set its sights on new lands. They pushed into Greece, defeating the Macedonian kings and bringing the rich Greek cities under Roman control. This wasn't just about gaining land. The conquest of Greece introduced Roman society to Greek art, literature, and philosophy, which would shape Rome's culture for centuries. As the Republic expanded, generals became more than just soldiers. They were heroes, conquerors, and symbols of Rome's power. Lucius Cornelius Sulla rose to fame fighting in the east, bringing the wealthy kingdoms of Asia Minor under Rome's influence. But his victories and ruthless ambition marked the beginning of a dangerous trend. Sulla returned to Rome not as a servant of the Republic but as a dictator, ruling with fear and crushing his enemies. Rome's territories grew, but so did the power struggles. Ambitious leaders realized that an army could be as powerful as the Senate itself. And none was more famous for this than Julius Caesar. After his brilliant campaigns in Gaul, modern-day France and Belgium, Caesar became a beloved hero of the people, bringing immense wealth and glory to Rome. But his conquests only deepened the divide back home. Caesar's campaigns in Gaul were legendary. He subdued the fierce tribes of the region, and his victories in battles like the Siege of Alesia showcased his military genius. By the end, Caesar had expanded Rome's territories all the way to the English Channel. But while he won the hearts of his soldiers and the people, he also gained the jealousy of the Senate and his rival, Pompey the Great. When Caesar returned to Italy, he had to make a choice: disband his army and submit to the Senate's authority or march on Rome. Defying tradition, he crossed the Rubicon River, igniting a civil war. It was a declaration that he would not be controlled by Rome's elite, and it was a move that shook the Republic to its core. Rome plunged into chaos. The city divided, with some siding with Caesar, others with Pompey. And when Caesar emerged victorious, he was granted nearly absolute power. To many, he was a savior. To others, he was a threat to everything the Republic stood for. Fearing he would crown himself king, a group of senators took matters into their own hands. In 44 BCE, they surrounded Caesar and assassinated him. The hope was to save the Republic, but instead, it pushed Rome into even deeper turmoil. A new wave of civil wars erupted as Caesar's allies and enemies fought to claim his legacy. Out of the chaos, Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, emerged as the most powerful leader in Rome. After defeating his last rival, Mark Antony, at the Battle of Actium, Octavian stood alone. And in 27 BCE, he took the title Augustus, marking the end of the Republic and the birth of the Roman Empire. The Roman Republic had risen through conquests, through the loyalty of its soldiers, and the ambition of its leaders. But in the end, that very ambition tore it apart. What started as a small city on the Italian peninsula had transformed into a global empire, forever changing the course of history. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from history's most intriguing moments. See you next time on Interesting History.